Well, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us for what would have been week 3 of this season's Summerfest. And, we planned this season months and months in advance, and it turned out our thinking was a little bit prescient. This season was to be all about underrepresented composers in the literature. And we actually do this a lot over the course of our 30 years now of programming, which is why today we're bringing you this wonderful piece by David Baker, performance from 2016.
And this piece is called Roots 2. David Baker was a really interesting figure in music, in jazz, as well as classical music and composition. He started out as a trombone phenom from Indiana University, and then he had a very bad car accident, which made it impossible for him to keep performing. So he turned to composition, and Indiana University really recognized how wonderful he was and immediately put him into their mix for a faculty member after that. And this piece was written in response to that TV miniseries from the late 70s called Roots. And he wrote it early and then he revised it later on. And Alex is going to talk a little bit more about the piece and playing it.
One of the things about this piece that is really interesting for a string player is the types of styles that he incorporates in the piece. He has a list here. I have to look at it because there's so many different styles in this piece. He includes work songs, field hollers, blues, ragtime, boogie woogie, rhythm and blues, spirituals, gospel songs, calypso, rock and roll, rap, and of course jazz over the course of the 5 movements of the piece. So that's a lot of different styles. And when we do these more sort of popular music styles as string players, we're often in the background, but he really was familiar with virtuosic string writing, being surrounded by the virtuoso faculty at Indiana University. And he was also a cellist. After he wasn't able to play trombone anymore, he took up cello. So he was very familiar with string instruments and the virtuosity that you could achieve on a string instrument. And he did not give the string players an easy time in this piece. We're doing the kinds of riffs and things that saxophone or other jazz instruments might do. And you'll hear a little bit of sort of straight tone jazz crooning, that kind of thing over the boogie woogie bass in the boogie woogie movement that we're going to play. He really used the instruments in that kind of way extremely well and extremely effectively, but it's also really challenging for us. So we really enjoyed working on this piece.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of performing the piano with Alex on cello and with Tony DeMarco on violin. And I love playing pieces that are not written by Mr. Mozart and Mr. Beethoven. And if I were to do everything over again from my youth, I would have definitely made sure to take lessons in playing jazz, jazz piano, jazz improv as another outlet. Unfortunately, I did not. So I really appreciate these opportunities to get to play, in this case, written out jazz for the trio. It was absolutely a delight to play. It was very hard in some of the places, especially in the boogie woogie movement, trying to maintain a steady, stealthy figure in the piano part, which you will hear a lot, and trying to keep my personal zeal contained. So I didn't play too loud. I didn't overwhelm everything. I was just so happy to get to play this piece. It was just a true joy. And I remember the last movement, a very positive, very buoyant and energetic piece. But I think my favorite is the boogie woogie movement. It was just a blast. Difficult, but a sincere blast. I hope you enjoy it.